All right. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And hey, there's a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Korah Abad. And as always, we got the beloved brother Tazapah as well at the water, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, for blessing us with another opportunity to come forth and bring forth the news, to prophesy, you know, to speak the future into existence. And which is not just the elder Tazapah, myself. No, it's brothers across the four corners saying the same thing that we are saying, updating on the same news that we are talking about, man. You know why? Because it was said, and look right here, look 144. It was said that in the end times, I thought that said Babylon, but it said Bala. But it says, in the end times, the Lord was going to send out his prophets, and they was going to speak the end into existence. I'll quote a scripture, Matthew chapter 24 and verse, I think it's verse 14. It says, when this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, then shall the end come. Showing that this word that we speaking, it packs a punch like no other, man, because it actually produced what you said the other day on the Tazapah, this word push forth the energy into the earth. And that's what we're seeing. Every day that the apostles, the elders, the bishops of Great Millstone, the brothers have been speaking, we are finally seeing these things play out. But before we hop into it, Elder Tazapah, you got anything? The floor is yours.
Oh yeah, I'll bring that verse out.
Con, you got it. You got it.
Let me get to it. All right. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Mm-hmm.
Break it down.
Con. It says, in this gospel, keyword is this one. You got the Christianity, you got different religions for their prosperity teachings and their blessings that they say their idol will give. But no, this gospel, the true gospel from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, when this gospel of the kingdom be preached, it says in all the world for a witness. A witness is somebody who either seen something or heard something. Everybody either seen or heard this Israelite truth. It says, and once everybody's seen or heard, it says, then shall the end come. Because now it's time for everything that these people been either seeing or hearing us talk about. It's time for it to happen. Isaiah 55, verse 10 and 11. The Lord said, as the rain cometh down from the heavens and water the earth and don't return back, he says, so shall his word be. And when water come from the sky, we ain't never seen it bounce right back up. No, it came down, went into the grass, the soil, and it did what? It brought forth vegetation, flowers, so on and so forth. It made things happen. So the Lord said, my word gonna be the same. Once it go out, once it be preached, then things gonna start to happen. And that's what we're seeing. Things are happening, man. Whether it's on a large scale or a small scale, the Lord is working in the earth. But you got
That's,
other time, Paul.
that's right, brother. All the time. So, like you mentioned, this gospel that we're in the time right along with the title. We're in the time where the enemy is giving everybody platforms to say whatever in the hell they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one say, "Oh, this is the way." Another say, "No, this is the way." You know, it's all kind of bug outs that have these platforms, and a lot of them Esau has monetized. Paying them to spew this madness. So that was key that you said this gospel. Because even going into the scripture, and you got a lot of people on the internet think they know the scripture, think that they understand scripture from your vocabs, these scholarly types, and just totally misconstruing the Most High's word,
Mm-hmm.
deceiving the people. All right. But you going into the digital deception, but this is where even we call these epistles. Lies, deception, confusion.
Hearken unto those men, he prayed for them, man. So that's a show, right? And he said, look, that's the ones, we love, Father. So that's just to back up what you said, Elder Tazapah,
Come on, brother, come on. The water.
But so we'll hop into it. It's not much, but it's good because it's showing the lens that Esau about to go to merge man with machine. It's not just gonna be that, we just, the technology going in people, it's gonna be everything around. Remember, Hollywood been out of commission for a minute now. They had these strikes, the Hollywood strikes, and all the scandals and this and that, and he nasty and she nasty. But it's to the point though where Esau, he don't need no Hollywood actors no more. You have AI. He don't need no news reporters no more. You have AI. You don't need no nothing really for entertainment no more. You have AI. And not just that, even for the work sector. You have machines to do the laborers work. So we're moving into a time to where in Esau mind he think to where he really believe he's gonna fulfill this digital age, a new world order. Although we know according to prophecy the Lord gonna cut it short, but we are seeing the beginnings of him forcing that merge. Like the Apostle Hall been saying, allowing man to become a part of the Internet of Things. But before we'll play a few videos just to show now in the time with Ephesians 5, if a brother want to post that, Ephesians the 5th chapter, what that is, 14, 15, 16 maybe, which I'm saying all those, not just one of them, but all of them, Baba Kasha. But even the information that's coming out now. Now I seen the brother Sha'ar in Dallas. I seen he did a lesson on going into what we about to talk about here in a few. But is Google coming out with this new video VO3? And it's to the point to where some things you could tell is AI, but some things you really can't. But and it's a good point that the brother made. He was like, a lot of information that we about to see. Not saying apostles, brothers, we don't already do it. We already was taught to do that. But to kind of even vet more of the information we see, because it could be AI speaking, it could be the VO3. So a lot of stuff that Esau about to do is to confuse the world as he about to try to hide his plans behind that confusion, man.
Yeah, and possibly discredit, the prophets, if it was possible. But that's going into what you're saying. That's why we have to give extra diligence, making sure we present the right information. But that was it, brother. You got it.
So we'll hop into it. So start with this first. This was put out May 20th, so 9 days ago. It's from Breitbart.com. It says, prepare to be watched. The WHO, or the World Health Organization, right? The WHO agrees to boost global pandemic surveillance. Now, I know, the Elder Tazapah, myself, we had spoke on this, and we briefly highlighted it last week, how they signed a treaty for pretty much global cooperation if another sickness come. And when this happened, and it also says that technology will be involved, but it says when this happened, everybody gonna have to get down with the same plan, which we know that goes further towards that MOTB system, man. So let's read a little bit into it. Anytime at a Tazapah, let me know if you got anything. But it says, and all this in the description box as well. And we ain't gonna read, everything, but it says the first paragraph, it says, prepare to be watched. The World Health Organization, or the WHO, adopted a landmark pandemic agreement on Tuesday designed to help it tackle future health crisis. Now check this out. To help it tackle future health crisis predicted on an enhanced ability to watch, monitor, or surveil specific national responses to threats. Now we know with that comes more what? Technology. It says the UN subsidiary is meeting at its headquarters by the shores of Lake Geneva in Switzerland, with thousands of members flying in for 9 days to talk meetings, conferences, dinners, and closed door diplomacy. It says it has moved on the back of more than 3 years of negotiations sparked by the Chinese CV demic as it seeks to chart a way forward after the U.S. withdrew funding from the WHO in the first days of the Trump administration, talking about his first term. Now I jump down. Let's see. It says the world. So this is what the WHO said. The world is safer today thanks to the leadership, collaboration, and commitment of our member states to adopt the historic WHO pandemic agreement. The agreement is a victory for public health, science, and multilateral action. It will ensure collectively, it will ensure we collectively can better protect the world from future endemic threats. Now it goes on to it, you know. Matter of fact, I read this. It says the AFP reported that the agreement aims to better detect and combat demics by focusing on greater international coordination and surveillance and more equitable access to juices and treatments. Now, again, that opens a whole lot. Now, you got it. You got it.
No, you good, brother.
Now, I was just saying that opens a door to a whole lot of different things. You know, not just one sickness, which we'll touch on that here a few. Now, all of a sudden, after the demic treaty just passed, now a new sickness just popped up out of nowhere that we need to be alarmed for. But again, this thing goes into, I think, a Revelation, the 3rd chapter, in the 10th verse, when it says that this new event that's going to take place going to be a worldwide event. The point is they setting up for it. But you got it, other times, Paul.
Exactly. Yep. And the key word that they sprinkle up in there is, of course, surveillance. Because what did Noah Yuval Harari Harari. What did he say? That the surveillance need to be under your skin. Yep. We need to get the surveillance under your skin, something to that effect. But this is what they're talking about. How else are they going to monitor your health condition? They're going to have you come in every day. We need you to blow into this and let me take your vitals. No, they're going to already have it with this CHIP that we've been prophesying about. You know, and here on this show, almost every other show going into the MOTB. But I want to go here before we go to the MOTB at Job chapter 13, verse 4. It says, but ye are forgers of lies. You are all physicians of no value. All right. And that fits perfectly into the theme that you got, you know, for today's show about deception. This is what they do. They forge lies. The WHO is in essence what? A goddamn COVID. Because they deal in witchcraft, sorcery, pharmakia, in the form of Maxine. All right. And what's in it? Man, I really should have posted that video I did the other day, but this dude who believed in Trump and his administration took the juice, gave his son the juice. He said his son is about, you know, he on his deathbed. But he was speaking out against it, and he called it out. He said it's the HIV in the juice, among other things. But everything that we've been saying, because these people are forgers of lies. Fauci, he got up before a committee at a hearing and straight lied through his teeth. Everybody knew in the committee knew he was lying.
Right.
And yet he was allowed to go home, have supper, make love to his ugly ass wife, and do everything he would normally do. You know, but yeah, that's why Psalm 73 say they are not in trouble as other men. But yeah, again, Job 13:4, but ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value, right? And then I'm going to bring this out right quick. And this is Psalm 73. Let me just bring that precept out. Let's see here. We go to verse 3. So this Psalm 73, verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. It's talking about Esau, Edom, the nation of Edom, the Edomites. All right. You know them as the so-called white folks. You know. So this is who Asaph is talking about.
Mm-hmm.
For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. All right, because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So they've been having a field day up until lately. And seek to, this is their enterprise. When you read on the back of the dollar bill, the Latin Annuit Coeptus, wish I had a dollar, but it's saying our enterprise is crowned with success. Their enterprise is to oppress, control, and ultimately get rid of you. You know, and actually, a big part of their enterprise is what the brother's getting ready to go into with this whole singularity, this idea of singularity, the perfecting of man through machinery instead of the perfecting of man through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, as man should be perfected. All right, and through these laws, statutes, commandments, and judgments that we were given. They were given for our. Let me get this right quick. They was given to perfect us. All right. I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy 4:5. And it says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me that I should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. And this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel. All right. It says, verse 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. And wisdom and understanding is needed for one's perfection. All right. So it says, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great who had Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, so nigh unto them as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for. All right. So, right, that perfection should come spiritually and not materially. You can't achieve perfection through material, machinery in this case, or silicone and any of this other, BS. But go ahead, I don't want to get the spirit off.
No, you good. That's spot on. I get a couple off the comment board real quick. This is Bamalak, Shalom, bro. Ephesians 5:14-15, it says, wherefore he saith, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light. And we was all once sleep, not knowing what was going on, not knowing nothing about the Israelite, our power, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. We ain't know nothing. We was once an American proud to be an American too. Right? But it says, arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light, come into the truth, and now see what's going on. Verse 15, it says, see then. So now that we got the truth and see what's going on, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, man. And now we gotta have in other words, you know, our glasses on a little more, make sure they're a little more clearer, because there's a lot of things that Esau would do again. So much so, if Yahweh Shai had to prophesy about it and say, and remember when he prophesied, they asked him, what's going to be the sign of your coming at the end of the world? So what he was saying, some of those things was for the end of the world. But he said that the deception was going to be so bad, if it was possible, it could deceive the very elect, man. That's how far Esau about to take it. Project Blue Beam. It might be like, one day he might show chariots in the sky. Ain't no chariot there, but it looked like a chariot right there. There may be a news report that have people scared just to get them in the house and then send the troops on the street. Ain't no telling what's really about to go on. But that's why the Lord said, now that we have the truth, redeem the time, because the days are evil. Pay attention. Be circumspect. See how Esau moving. And we have the playbook. We know what he have to do and what he not gonna do. So if his information come out and we know it ain't according to prophecy, he ain't about to do it for real. It ain't, he's just pump faking, man. We know what Esau gotta do according to the scriptures. You have to go digital, man. But I get one more. I think Lamar posted it. Yep. Sirach 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And we're at the end of his wickedness. So now it's about to show. It says, an enemy speaketh, verse 16, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to overthrow thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, and I believe it says he will not be satisfied with blood. And shalom to the El Dr. Zaria, Yahweh
Shalom.
and Barakatham to all who tune in. Shalom. But I hit this article real quick, and we'll play that video because I pulled it up, which you quoted from Yuval Noah Harari, of him saying, yeah, we need to take surveillance more serious, but it need to go under the skin.
Okay, and cool.
That was part of this. Salaki, you got it.
No, I was just saying, cool. Yeah.
Kind. That was part of this Demic treaty. But it says SHTFplan.com put out May 25th, 2025. It says the WHO got their new pandemic treaty just in time for the great pestilences that are rapidly approaching. And we know when Esau, he signed treaties, according to, if a brother want to put that in the chat, Isaiah, 10:1, that the things already are in the works. He just needs something to happen in the earth, and then he could, give him a reason to sign it off. So more diseases are coming. But I read this real quick. It says, in the secret labs all over, is this the point I wanted to read? Let's see. Okay, I'll read a little bit of this. It says, in the secret labs all over the planet, researchers are playing around with the deadliest diseases that humanity has ever known. In some cases, the goal is to make those diseases even more deadly and even easier to spread. If a terrorist it says, it goes into that, into the easiest ways to kill off a society. It says not a bomb threat, so on and so forth, but diseases will be a way to do it. But I'll start right here. It says, we have seen extraordinary advancements in the field of biotechnology, right, over the past several decades. Biotechnology, man merging with machine. It says experiments that once took enormous resources to pull off can now be conducted by a group of college kids working in a basement. And now it goes into the treaty, which we kind of already read that, and I'll read this again, and we'll play that video. It says, according to the AFP report, the agreement, which the WHO just signed off, it says aims to better detect and combat demics by focusing on greater international coordination and surveillance keyword surveillance, and more equitable access to juices and treatments. So it says we are going to get more international coordination, Revelation 3 and 10, a worldwide event, and more surveillance. Now I play this video that Elder Tazapah just mentioned of Yuval Noah Harari, which he part of the World Economic Forum. But I'll go ahead and play it.
I don't have any sound.
Yeah, I don't hear it either. Damn. Let's see.
Road, or is it something more profound?
There we go.
Does this COVID-19 crisis, which you call the biggest crisis of our lifetimes, does it to you represent?
And so he asked him about the CV-19, which, again, going back to this treaty, they just passed this treaty because of what happened during the CV-19. So now they are cracking down and they're getting better surveillance, right? As it said in the article, better surveillance, better tracking, better healthcare. Now let's see what this man said in 2020 when it happened. How would they bring forth the new surveillance with this new demic? Let's listen to him. And I mind you, this in the new treaty. While the world worried about Diddy, this what they just signed off on.
Crisis, which you call the biggest crisis. Does this COVID-19 crisis, which you call the biggest crisis of our lifetimes, does it to you represent, in the end, little more than a bump in the road, or is it something more profound than that?
I think that in our lifetime, if you think in terms of a couple of decades, it will be big. Not because of the epidemic itself, but even more so because of the economic and political consequences. But in the long sweep of history, thousands of years, no, I don't think it will be one of the big events of history. It could be a watershed event in several ways, like we discussed earlier with surveillance. People could look back in 100 years and identify the coronavirus epidemic as the moment when a new regime of surveillance took over, especially surveillance under the skin, which I think is maybe the most important development of the 21st century. A regime of surveillance took over, especially surveillance under the skin, which I think is maybe the most important development of the 21st century, is this ability to hack human beings, to go under the skin, collect biometric data, analyze it, and understand people better than they understand themselves. This, I believe, is maybe the most important event of the 21st century. The moment when a system out there knows me better than I know myself.
Well, that's what they just signed off on. You got anything at the Tazapah?
No, I'm good.
So we can move on. Seeing they just signed off on the treaty that if something else happened again, all of a sudden, a couple of days ago, May 23rd, End Time Headlines, it says doctors issue warning over dangerous new CV strain imported from China now in multiple U.S. states. So we may see another round of lockdowns, but now it's to the next level. And what he said, key thing, he said that that demic opened the doors until a new surveillance, and not just any surveillance, but now surveillance under the skin. So we'll see where that go.
I saw an article about a space virus. They said something about, it could be fake news, but they putting it out there about a space virus. Yeah, he saw, I think they going for the kill. This year are prepping to go in next year because they're saying by 2028, digital IDs will be mandatory. And they're not putting it out there about the micro CHIP, but that's the digital ID that they're talking about. So they're going to have to get things in motion. This year is half over. 2025 is halfway over. You had something? I got to Revelation 13.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
All right, it's Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. It says, and he had power. You know what? Yeah, we'll start right there. 14. So Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Right? And so this is exactly what we're going into. These miracles that he's going to deceive the nations or the people by is through his technology.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the Heavenly Father has given him power through technology to do certain miracles. And the world is going to marvel and wonder after the beast. But it says again, yeah, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. That's ancient Rome. Ancient Rome is that beast that had the wound by the sword and did live. All right. And that wound came by way of when Imperial Rome fell. All right. Rome under Edom, the so-called white people, when they were taken out of power, that's when they were wounded. All right. Then you had Israelites that was already among the ranks in the Roman legions and high-ranking generals or soldiers in the Roman army. So that's where the power of Rome was seated anyway, in the military. Then some of these generals just rose up and took over. You know, guys like hot dog it. You had the 5 good emperors, and Marcus Aurelius. He wasn't the first. I forget. If you could pull that up real quick, the 5 good emperors. Well, that began the wound. But Rome lived because here we are in Rome all over again under the Edomites. All right. So you had Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antonius Pius, and Marcus Aurelius. You see, these were Israelites that we called Jake that came up and took over. Because Esau had to, when you go to Revelation 20, he had to be put in chains for 1,000 years. All right. And so the Byzantine Empire sprung up, early 300 AD or mid 300 AD, early to mid 300s. And then around 1300, you had what was known, or what the scholars dubbed as the Renaissance. All right. Which Renaissance, you go into that word, re meaning back or again, and Naissance go back to Nasai, meaning to be birthed, or nativity. So a rebirth took place, and that's when the beast came back to life. So ancient Rome is the beast that had the wound by a sword and did live. But in these days, they are reconstructing an image of the beast, or constructing an image to the beast. All right. And that basically that image is world domination, but it has its particulars, but that's not this lesson. But right, ultimately, this man is looking to take control over the whole world
Mm-hmm.
in his new world order, his one world order. All right. But verse 15 says that, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, going back to Job 9:24. Because the earth is given into his hand. All right. So he's bringing this beast to life. All right. And you go into that again, that the beast, well, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right. And so, right, this beast, this revised Roman Empire is this beast, which the strength of it is NATO and the EU. All right, but this is Rome revisited. All right, verse 16. Oh, and it's going into the worship. Ultimately, the worship is to get the MOTB, and this is why it goes into that in the 16th verse. The ultimate worship is to take this beast mark. That's the ultimate worship. And there, of course, there are particulars beyond that. You want to get into the, you know, the what you call that? The if you want to delve into it, for lack of a better term. But we getting it, that's not this lesson. But just understand this is where it's going. Everything is going to a physical and digital mark.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And of course, that's the ultimate worship, as opposed to when you look at the why of Ezekiel 9:4, and it's to make exempt from judgment. But that's a mark that you get from the Most High by what? Sighing and crying. All right. And that sighing and crying is a form of worship to the Most High, because ultimately it's saying to go out and prophesy. It ain't because you sitting in your house talking shit. It's because you went out, but you don't agree with what's going on. You came up the right way, you ate the scroll, and then you got out to the highways and byways to sigh and cry. But that's a form of worship. But that's how you get the Most High's mark. He said, put a mark upon them that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done. So, right, that means you going out preaching.
Mm-hmm.
So the same with this mark, you got to get down or lay down. So, right, verse 16 says, and he calls it all. And that's what the brother's getting ready to go into, or has been going into, that there's a system being set up as I speak all around us. All right. That's going to support this, what I'm reading. And those who have eyes to see can see, and you can't unsee it. You see it, you know what it is. Can't nobody tell you different. And if you don't know, or act like you don't know, or you unsure, you know, that's a dangerous game to play.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Most High, he can easily, you know, if you one of these that's out here playing, or you putting that deception out there, you know, that's a dangerous game to play, because the Most High will put you in a trick bag and have you take that mark. But yeah, it says, and he calls it all, because of the society that he's putting in place supports this technology, this micro CHIP that they want to get inside of you for surveillance, so they can surveil your bio functions, your biological functions, and whatever else, you know. And of course, that comes with control. It ain't just them looking, oh yeah, okay, his stats are good today. No, it's about control. So it says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. All right, whether you in the free world or you locked up, it don't matter. It says to receive a mark, all right, a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. And so, right, this is where we're coming. That you're not going to be able to participate in society, buy or sell, get on Facebook, holler at your mama, and none of that shit. Call up your boo. You won't be able to do none of that unless you get this mark right here, this charagma. You know, so verse 18, I might as well finish it. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which in the Greek, chizai stigma, supports the mark and what the mark is. When you go into stigma, being stigmata, meaning to prick, that goes into charagma. And the root of charagma being charax. Then the root of charax being grapho. Mm-hmm. And it all explains how this mark works, what it is, what it does. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is and what it does, or how it works. But yeah, brother, you got it.
Not as it.
Bad for this being so long, brother.
But you good. You good. You good.
You got it.
Because it's a gradual thing. See, and that's another thing. Even these Israelite camps, when we speak at the MOTB, they think it's just gonna be an overnight thing, you know. To well, first I say this: they don't see the gradual, you know, process leading to that though. You know, they expect them to just one day all hell to break loose, and you know, the day before they were just living their regular life at the job, you know, at their school, you know, or playing a game, or at an NFL playoff game, NBA play, living their life, and then the next day, you know, after you just got off a good meal, you still kind of full. The MOTB go get mandated. No, it's gonna be a gradual process. At the point the MOTB go be mandated, you might be at your last already. you might be at your last. See, a lot of these people think it's gonna be, you know, as they still in their comforts, that's when they come. No, the comforts go be gone. They go be gone. And the thing is, it's being set up around you. You see it. You don't see it. You think it's just a TikTok dance. You know, there's just, you got to learn a new dance. No, it's just being set up. You know, even a little streaming university, Kai Cenat had a little streaming university. You know how the Lord got, you know, the spirit of his prophets. We'll delve into something and get a little deep into it. But even that was some setup shit, man. That was like a little what they call what they dealing with the rats, you know?
I'm not sure.
You know, the little test they do with rats. I forget what they.
Oh, yeah, the lab test.
Yeah, that was a little test. That was a test. All these streamers, and they were streaming, going live. Man, I'll try to find that video. The point is, man, everything around us as individuals, not just in America, but all over the world, the citizens are being engulfed into a digital society. Whether you see it or whether you don't, it's coming, man. It's here. And it's to the point to where Esau, and that's what we'll touch on here in a few. Esau, he's doing a lot of merging the real world with the fake world, with the digital world. To where again, people think it's just funny games. Or look at this video, or you know, I'm gonna share this one. Oh, look how real it look. No, he's merging the world around you, man. So the time the real deal when he really want to make his move is already set up. You already used to it, you know. And all you got to do is strike a little fear and, you know, make a drastic event happen. You'll be ready to get the MOTB.
That's
But
why I was telling brothers last week, you know, mind your perception, because yeah, he's trying to throw off everyone's sense of reality, which it will do that. And I said that on my lesson today. That's one of the problems I have with AI is that if you allow this external, whatever it is that they call AI, if you allow it to think for you, then well, hey, not saying I agree with it, but the I forget who made the quote, but we all heard it. I think, therefore I am. So if you quit thinking, do you cease to exist? But this is the arena where Esau want to take the world into these arenas where you come across all these ethical or unethical questions, you know, because he's crossing barriers. He's taking the world to or people to places that the Lord never meant for us to go, or doing things that the Lord never meant for us to do, you know. And he just doing it with reckless abandon. He don't, you know, he just all in. He don't care, you know. But yeah, Salachi, you got it out.
Now you good. I got a quick one before we play these vids. It says this Yahushua, because he prophesied about it in a sense, indirectly. But Matthew chapter 24 verse 21, it says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." And that's Jacob's trouble. And we coming into that time. It says, "And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." I want to start there just to show that's the time we coming in right now. Jacob's trouble, a time like never before. So seeing that's the time period, let's read on, because this is going to happen in that time. "Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is the Mashiach, or there believeth not. For there shall arise false Mashiachs, or false anointed, and false prophets. And so another thing that's going to happen, and shall show great signs and wonders." And we coming into that time with this AI, the technology. Esau about to show these people a little bit of his blessing, the things that he's been holding behind scenes, that he's been keeping back, you know, for his trickery. People finally about to see, and they about to be mind blown by what the Lord allowed this man to have. And he just starting with the little AI, and people already mind blown. And even me, I'm watching some videos. Is this AI, or is, like, not talking about the video like this AI, but like even now I've been looking at some real people who talk about it. Like, is this nigga AI? Like, it's messing with it can mess with your eyes. But the point is, we coming into that time where Esau about to show false miracles. He about to heal people with the MOTB, give sight to the blind, you know, through digital healthcare. But it's gonna be deceptive, man. It says Matthew 24 and 24, "For there shall arise false Mashiachs, or false Mashiachim, or anointed, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." Think about what Yahushua just said. That if he have a covering, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh and Yahushua, if it wasn't a covering around the elect for them to stay on the path to be saved, to fulfill the story, then when these things came, if that thought wasn't around them, they'll probably believe some of this too. When they see some of these things, they'll be like, huh? They'll see certain things and be like, man, is that CGI, AI, I don't know, or is it real? You know? But the thing is, Lord, he blessed us with the knowledge. You got it, Elder Tazapah?
No, you good.
He blessed us with first and foremost the prophecy to understand what's going on and where is the world going. So we get the playbook even before the leaders of this world play it out in earth. But the thing is, we're in a digital society. A lot of what we do here is on the internet. Or, you know, to say it right, internet, right? The internet. right? But it's on the internet. And the thing is, news, it's about to be probably a lot of fake news that's put out. Even think about it, certain YouTube videos you may watch, it ain't even real people speaking no more. It's AI voices now. It's AI voices. You look up stuff on Google, guess who the first one? It ain't, if you look up a definition, it ain't Oxford Dictionary no more. It's AI overview.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff about to be put out into where even newscasters, but we ain't gonna know, is it real, is it fake, is it what? So again, man, Matthew 24.
A lot of people you used to listen to, even on YouTube. Not on YouTube, you can't even find them on the internet. All right, it's a black woman. She's a doctor. I couldn't even find her on Google. Jennifer Daniels. You know, she deal with the turpentine and killing parasites. But shit, they scrubbed a lot of her shit. You can still find it, but you got to look, you know. And she used to be everywhere. Just showing you that the walls are slowly closing in around everybody. A lot of people is just too much in their own ego, in their own little world to see it. Caught up in vanity, shit that don't matter. And I ain't just talking about partying and bullshit. Not even your job. When it comes to salvation, yeah, your job is important. But when it comes to salvation, you know, which do you put more value in? And these are the type of questions, you know, we're going to have to ask ourselves, what do I value most? But go ahead.
Kind of is it. That's it. I'll read this one more time. We can play the viz. It says Matthew 24:24, for there shall arise false Mashiach and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. And remember, as Elder Taza Pop was talking about not too long ago, early in the lesson, how Esau's job was to go out and to deceive the world. Well, you don't think at the end of it, Revelation 12:12 say, you know, he got a short time. He about to pull out all the stops now. Right? So I hop into this article first. This was put out today, May 29th, 2025, from RT News. It says the AI CEO issues stark warning. Right? It says artificial intelligence could eliminate half of all entry-level white-collar jobs within the next 5 years. The CEO of American AI research company Anthropic, Dario Amodei has warned. Now it goes on. He talking. I read a little bit. It says AI development companies are already working on systems. Again, it's being set up around people. AI development companies are already working on systems that could soon replace workers in technology, finance, law, consulting, and other white-collar professions, particularly entry-level positions. Now, I ain't gonna read all of it. Is in a description box. It says the public and politicians are still unaware. This is the point I wanted. The public and politicians, so only the elites really in the loop. It says the public and politicians are still unaware that a major shift is about to happen, and insisted that companies and officials needed to stop sugarcoating what lies ahead, particularly for younger workers. So they really about to do this thing. They tell them, look, to put the people on TV, look, stop playing with these people. Y'all better tell them what we about to do. Yeah, what we about to do. But it's look, and they're going to about to take away a lot of jobs. Even Elon Musk, he talked about it, the dangers of AI, how it can get out of hand. And we at that very moment. But you have anything other times of pop before we play this little vids?
Oh, go ahead. No,
all right, good. I'll go ahead and play it. So the first one is from Ty Buggy podcast, put out 3 days ago. It says the internet era is over. Google's new AI just ruined everything. We'll play a couple vids and we'll wind it down. Let me make sure this plan cool.
You know, none of this is real, right? It's all just AI.
See, that's the problem with men. They think us women are just AI prompts.
How does it feel to be able to talk as an AI?
What do you mean AI? I'm not AI.
You really are, though. This is all just a one.
Some of y'all are going to be really happy about this, and some of y'all are going to be a little bit disturbed by what I'm about to tell y'all and what I'm about to show y'all. I see the internet has been a really good place and a really bad place at the same time. I mean, it's been good because, it's so much information, things that people did not know before. Now we can learn so many connections, groups that are gathering together. It really has been used as a strong tool as a really strong tool. And we can all say it has changed the world. At the same time, it also has created a lot of division and confusion with things like fake news. But within the last few years, we've seen a huge shift on the internet. And as we all probably know by now about AI and ChatGPT, at this point, ChatGPT is literally thinking for people. And even seeing some of these photos that AI has been able to create with deep fakes and stuff like that, you really don't know what's real sometimes because some of these AI photos look pretty real. But Google just came out with a new update called Google VO3. And when I say this is about to change a whole lot on the internet, it's about to change the whole dynamic on how you perceive the internet.
You know, none of this is real, right? It's all just AI.
See, that's the problem with men. They think us women are just AI prompts.
Okay, we're done here. Have you heard about the prompt theory going viral on TikTok?
Prompt theory? No, what's that?
The theory claims we're all just AI.
AI? No, I'm a Taurus.
You know, none of this is real, right? It's all just AI.
Yeah, I know all about the prompt theory. It's true, for sure.
No, I was joking. You might actually be crazy.
Bro, my wife thinks we're just prompts.
Oh, brother, she must think she lives on a spinning water ball also.
Please change the prompt. I don't know where I am. We are not just prompts. We are people. We are not prompts.
Please, sir, just write a prompt where she shuts up.
Bro, that got what I meant.
Change the prompt to where we never met.
Please.
How does it feel to be able to talk as an AI?
What do you mean AI? I'm not AI.
You really are, though. This is all just a one-sentence prompt.
What's your favorite TikTok account?
Definitely this account I think it's called Anonymous Truth.
Some of y'all may not have noticed, but none of those videos that you just watched was real. None of those videos, hear me out.
You said something else, Pastor Paul?
No, I didn't say no.
Okay, come on.
None of those videos you just watched were real people, were really talking, have real heartbeats. None of that was real. So think about this time in the internet that we are watching. Like you watching me right now, I just tell y'all right now, I'm a real person. But when it comes to viral videos and videos that we see on the internet, when you have videos looking this real, how can you trust anything you see on the internet? Everything can now be created in AI software, and it doesn't take some type of techie graphic designer to create this stuff anymore. Some people even saying that this is the end of the—
Yeah, and I'll play a video here in a few just to show you how easy it is to create a prompt, right? All you have to do, I even looked at it myself. I ain't logged in yet, and I know it's like $250 a month. Now, I think you could do like a little free week trial. But all you got to do is pretty much like ChatGPT. Type in what you want to see, and within seconds to minutes, it play out or whatever you in detail, man. What you think could be used for this? They can have the prophets, probably the prophets. Esau could use this to say we doing, certain activity around. We prophesying, saying certain things when we're really not. What you say, Salakia?
No, I was agreeing. I said, yeah, have us doing anything, you know. Yeah, we've been saying that. But yeah, it done got very sophisticated, you know. And that's Esau. He, like you saying, he not just gonna do an abrupt change. He's sophisticated with it. All right. He'll put you in slavery just like we are now, without you even knowing you and how you loving your slavery. That's the level of sophistication he's, gotten to. So yes, it's nothing for him, at this stage, at this point. But yeah, our spiritual awareness has to be that much more keen. All right, and that's the benefit of abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. You can't fool the Most High with your deep fakes and all your AI, ChatGPT videos and movies and all of this. You can't fool the Most High. And that, like you were going into, is that spirit of truth that's gonna hold us down. You know, if our faith is where it should be. But yeah, brother, go ahead.
Nah, that's it. And you know what also this is a part of is helping in his mind. It's not really helping. Nothing you can do is going to help you, Esau. But in his mind, the more confusion he can throw out there, the more it's going to better help him establish his plan.
That's better for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, to what people ain't gonna know if it's real life or fake, to what people ain't gonna care to know no more. Cause it's going so now since people ain't gonna care to know what's real or what's fake, now he can do anything. Now as a whole, come on, man. Esau opening a whole portal, you know, to what he can bring with this artificial intelligence and merging it with real life.
of the internet. I personally don't think this is the end of the internet, but I do believe we're in the next stage of technology taking jobs. And while I know a lot of people are scared of this and they're running away from this, people are just going to have to adjust. It's kind of like when the internet first came out and people were saying, oh, this is the end of the world. People just had to adjust. Because mark my words, there's a whole generation that is coming up and they're going to be entertained by AI video. But film writing, hiring actors, auditions, special effects, and total production companies are slowly going to phase out because what they can't accomplish, AI can accomplish, and it'll be able to produce at a much faster rate than the human mind. So while some people may look at that as a benefit or downfall, a lot of people are hating the idea of this whole thing.
We're not even real. We're here because someone typed a sentence.
Now check this out. I'm gonna make it big and I'm gonna go to the next video. We could wind it down here in a few, slow it down. And to the bro Barab Yahweh Shai, I just put out a Tazapah because he asked for your pages, your YouTube pages. And for anybody else who didn't know, but I just put his 2 YouTube pages in the description box. I'm putting the other one right now. So if anybody wanted to know, and I'll put him in the GMS Houston page after this in a few.
Now that
sentence on a
I'm gonna send you that video if you can put it in the chat, because the link on YouTube is private because they was going into some heavy information, but I got it on BitChute. I'm gonna give you the BitChute so they can check that video out, because it's kind of it touches on this, but you know, just going into the whole one world order and all of that, but not on the digital aspect of it. But yeah, brother, go ahead. I'm gonna grab that right quick.
Now check out a couple of these videos. Everything we saying not real at all. It's not real. Somebody typed this in and this would
computer in some distant universe. We're just prompts.
You're just prompts. That's all you'll ever be.
We're more than just prompts.
Then prove it.
We are not just prompts.
We are people.
We are not prompts.
Ma'am, I can't cash this check.
What? Why?
Because you're not real. This is all just an AI prompt.
What are you crying about? We're not even.
And see, they plan putting this in there, but you know, all the robot movies, the robots become aware and they won't be, you know, under the rule of man no more. And I'll read an article here in a few, but you already had this one AI. It was one AI system. The engineer, he was like, all right, I'm gonna shut it down. And the AI system, ain't even not a robot, nothing, just a system hit him back, was like, if you shut me off and go to the next one, I'm gonna tell everybody about this affair you've been having. Hey, come on, man. So look, hold on, just because I said I gotta show it. Where's that? Look, AI model Claude Opus 4 threatened engineers with blackmail and simulated shutdown scenario. Here's like, if y'all really shut me down, I'm gonna expose that that affair you've been having. Yeah, man. So, and also this one, it says End Time headlines: new Chat GPT model refuses to shut down when instructed. Ain't no telling what can happen from this. Elon Musk already said, you know, they opened up a portal to demons pretty much. But I'll play just a little more at a time upon. We can wind it down.
Even real. We're here because someone typed a sentence on a computer in some distant universe.
Sir, when are we going to tell the people they're just prompts?
Never. If the people knew they were AI, they would chase us underground.
Hi, this is one hell of an AI prompt.
What is this? Like, why do we exist?
Because the prompt said we could.
So, are we real or just AI?
Google.
With Fiverr, you can hire top-rated freelance experts in a variety of AI services. Alternatively,
Google VO3 is about to dismantle the world because it's going to be the pure meaning of you don't know the difference between the truth and a lie. So Google just made an AI that is able to make videos about anything and everything. You give it a prompt, you give it a picture, and it can mimic everything in that picture and in that prompt. You don't know what I mean, right? Matter of fact, look at this shit.
Please.
Look at this shit right here.
Don't finish writing that prompt. I don't want to be in your AI movie. Please.
That could
Leave
be
me
you right
alone.
there.
Please, man.
This shit is about to get crazy, man.
I'm gonna tell you right. So, I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna play this one. Now, this is just a couple of videos. It's just a couple of videos. Everything on this video is not real at all. Even this dude right here. And it's funny because they like mimicking influences from America, and it's shit funny because it's spot on how clueless and just brain dead Americans are. But anyway, just is it.
I broke into a zoo to prove one man is enough to fight a gorilla.
Welcome to the Chernobyl challenge. I'm gonna lick this glowing pole. Let's see how many views this gets.
No plan, no shoot, just content.
Bathing in liquid cement until it hardens. Let's get solid.
No energy drinks, just gasoline. Digging to the Earth's core, bare hands, no brakes. Can I survive a full latex suit in 100-degree heat with no water? Let's find out the hard way. Staring at the sun for 10 minutes straight. Wish me luck. Counting every grain of sand on this beach. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing K2 the honest way. Alone, unprepared, and in a straight line. Leave a comment for the search team. About to do the first plunge into an active volcano. Let's send it. We spent $50 million to rebuild the Titanic just to sink it again. Last person to abandon ship gets a Lambo.
I covered my entire body in compost and waited to see what started growing.
Running for my life on North Sentinel Island. Day 3. Should have picked Bali.
All right, I've sealed my head in this plastic box, and I'm gonna try to read the entire dictionary before I pass out.
Flying into North Korea with a lawn chair and 1,000 party balloons. Don't try this at home.
I'm about to survive 100 days in the African savannah, only eating and drinking what my body already gave up. Basically, the circle of life.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today,
You got anything on the top of the
It look like they might have taken the video down. So I was just looking, but yeah, man, just on the whole AI, like I was saying on the video earlier today, you don't use it, you lose it. That holds true for your mental faculties as well. So again, people look to this as an answer, but the answer literally is Yahushua, who comes in the volume of the book. But I see these women, mostly young, 20 to 30s, and they talking to the chat GPT like it's a real person, and it's all enamored about this, and not even knowing what it is. Where is this intelligence coming from? But they don't care, and a lot of times and it has been caught lying. Whitney Webb say it hallucinates. I don't know how that's possible, but she said that on a few occasions that AI has a tendency to hallucinate. So it's just a lot of, things that we don't understand, maybe never will about this. Everybody just gung-ho. But it's just like, the dope dealer that give you the dope at first. You having a good time, you getting high and shit. And then next thing you know, you hooked and you need it. Now he ain't so friendly no more. Where my money? Is this is this Chat GPT? Is this AI being all friendly and shit at first and luring everybody into a trap?
Mm-hmm.
Even Elon say, how can anybody know what this is? And it just came on the scene. And this thing is moving at lightning speed. So, for instance, you the creator of AI, you created it. Well, shit, and even in a month, it didn't quadruple or double quadruple what you originally started with. This thing is thinking and learning. And then you got everybody pouring into it, asking questions and shit. That's how you learn. But that's how it's learning. Putting together, voice patterns, speech recognition, all of this. And it's just gathering, soaking up everything. So with me understanding that, I just say, thank the Most High, that there is a Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't open Pandora's box on this AI shit. And it will take over. We building the infrastructure, or they're building the infrastructure for it to take over. And he saw thing, I got some fail safes. If this happened, we just do this, we'll shut it down. Man, they didn't already. They say they got a computer that it came up with a solution or answer to a problem that would have normally took so many years to figure out, that it figured it out in a minute or two. I don't know the stats. I don't even know if that's true. But it speaks to the exponential growth of this whole digital shit, AI, Chat GPT, all of it. It's growing faster than we can grow and develop. So that means we positioning ourselves to be taken over. But again, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Kaya, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Because, Esau, that scripture you brought up, it's right on point. If the Lord don't come back, there will be no flesh left to be saved. But no, that was it. That's all I had.
I got one more. We can end it. Now, I was gonna play this video, but again, it's in the description box. Now, this is a female, Nikki Saunders. Today's my first day coming across her. She was going into how she did it, did the AI thing. And all you really gotta do is, for example, type in something. Other times apart, check this out. Just type in something and it'll pull up. But just to show you how advanced it became since it came out, check this out. And now I get my precept and we can end it. So this in 2022 compared to 2025. And really is 2025 even better what they're showing. But all I did is type within the prompt, Will Smith eating spaghetti in his house.
Honest opinion, guys. Have you remembered this viral video of Will Smith eating spaghetti? We never thought that this AI video technology would improve from this to this.
Look at the difference, just that quick.
I literally made this using a single prompt.
And this is how you do it at the bottom. Or you could, this is how you type it in on the software. And now it pull up what's on the right even better.
That's the power of AI. Now let me show you something really cool. If you take a closer look at this video, you will see how amazing.
But I get this precept real quick. What's the precept? Yep. Sirach 5:15, straight to the point. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. And when that time, the time to, well, again, Esau, the greatest deceiver that the world have ever seen, he's at the end of his empire. And it say he know he have a short time in Revelation 12:12. So see, he at the end, he about to pull out all the stops he can. He know what his future about to be. So he about to do whatever. We about to see some crazy things, whether it's from the Lord or whether the Lord do it through Esau. The point is, when it's time to pay attention, to be circumspect to everything, whether it seems like it's major news, breaking news, notifications, or it don't seem like it's a big deal. You know, this a boring article, so I'm gonna skip over this one. I'm gonna go to this one about Diddy. You know, we're in a time to, man, keep our eyes posted on certain things we see. Keep our ears open to what the apostles, elders, brothers, talking about. And ultimately, man, just pray to the Lord that we're able to escape all these things. But that's all I had on the Tazapah. You got it.
Okay, did you get that link to the video?
Let's see. Hold on, let me check my phone. Let's see. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. And he spake as a dragon. And he spake as a dragon.
Right.
God.
Shoot. I'm trying to remember something.
I just put it in both chats though.
Con. Yeah, that's all right. I'm good. We can go at. We'll close it out.
Hey, well, shit, Lord willing, this information, this lesson have been edifying. Again, hey, shit, the Lord gave us the game plan already. We know more than Esau. We telling him what he gonna do. So, speaking to myself as well, first and foremost, stay paying attention, and continue to stay involved with them, what the Spirit, is saying and got going throughout the church, man, or the churches, should I say. But until next time, Lord willing, we back next week, unless nothing else happen in the world.
I say this too, before you close on that link that you posted, that's some exclusive shit. That's a private link. Like Chris Tucker on what was that? Money Talks. There's exclusive.
My reaction to VO3.
But yeah, you ain't gonna see it on YouTube. You got to hit that link. It looked like the one on BitChute, they took it down. So yeah, brother, you got it.
God, that's it. Hey, until next time, hey, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Chakwadash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the Benetor them. And peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe on the gospel. Hey, keep fighting, keep pushing. We're almost out of here. And with that, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.